Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Closing Comments here on October 29th. Let's jump right into our charts and see what happened in the markets today. First up, we got our December live cattle on the board. We did see a nice little snapback rally here across the cattle market today, both feeders and fats rallying above those prior day highs. We did see this December contract balancing out, showing first signs of support yesterday with a nice little inside day there. This morning, price breaking out right above that prior day's high, and seeing a nice rally up there towards this bear pivot. We did see some resistance step in here as we approached that 234 level from below. Bears pushing that thing back up off of those highs, finishing the day right there around 231. At the moment, this was the first step in the right direction for the bulls here as we got that close back above 230. However, we aren't out of the woods yet. We still have plenty of overhead supply to chew through. Look for some resistance to step in here between 234 and this 236.5 level. We got these declining moving averages pushing down into price here at the moment, so we expect to see some resistance step in and potentially another swing lower here in this December contract. Still have volatility elevated here, so expect to see some more wide ranges to continue. This thing isn't probably going to climb right out of these lows back to those highs. It's going to take a little bit of time and a little bit of work to turn the shit back around. Here at the moment, look for this thing to continue chopping up here. We want to see a good structure set up before we can commit to any new longs, but here in the moment, the Bears definitely have the upper hand as long as we're trading down here below that 50-day moving average. So look for some more resistance to step in. This thing's going to have to carve out a bit of a range here before we can look to see any more upside. So encourage everyone to remain defensive here and just let this thing kind of settle up and see some tighter ranges before we commit to any new long positions. In the meantime, look for the Bears to offer some resistance up here. We could see another test of these lows or another run back down here into the mid 220s. At the moment, we just are going to have to wait and see how this thing plays out throughout the rest of the week and as this market is continuing to digest this recent breakdown. Next up, January feeders with a nice little snapback rally here as well. This market pushing right above that prior day's high, filling that gap from yesterday, pulling up here into Monday's range. We did see a nice little rally there up to the highs with about a $12 range today. This market also finishing back up off of those lows. At the moment, this is looking just like a little bounce here off these oversold conditions. We still have plenty of resistance all the way up here towards the 350 mark and these declining 50-day moving averages. So this market's not going to snap right back to these highs here at the moment. We're going to see some continued volatility here. We're going to see this thing carve out a nice little base here and offer a good trading point before we can commit to any new directional moves here. So look for the volatility to stick around here. At the moment, looks like we could see a little bit more of a relief rally underway, but expect to see some more resistance step in as we get up here into the 340s up towards 350. Next up, December corn futures continuing with their breakout here today. This market getting a nice push up into the 435 area. Good support down there at 430 from below. This market getting a nice strong close here, confirming a new trend direction. Looking like we're going to have a nice little breakout here into new potential uptrend in this corn market. Look for this upside to continue. We should see just a nice steady grind here as we're breaking out above this key level. At the moment, we should see this market start to climb up here towards the 450 mark, kind of retest this range that we traded here back in the spring and early summer months. So look for the upside to start pushing up here towards the 450 mark and get this new uptrend underway. Crude oil prices balancing out, just kind of a nice inside day here. We did briefly undercut yesterday's low overnight. However, most of the action was spent balancing out here inside that prior day's range. At the moment, the bears are still in control here, and we have this downtrend intact. This market is taking a little bit of a breather here at the moment. We should expect to see the bears continue pushing this market back down here into the 50s throughout the rest of the week. So look for oil prices to continue slipping back down there towards the mid 50s. And equity markets with a nice rally here today early. However, we did see this market kind of sell off following the Fed announcement today. We did have an interest rate cut, quarter basis point today. This market's seeing some good swings both directions, and we did have some big earnings with some of those Magnificent Seven stocks reporting earnings today. So a little bit of volatility, this market chopping up, but not really losing any ground here. Finishing the day with a new all-time high up there at 69.52. At the moment, this thing continues to show a nice strong uptrend. We expect to see this market continue to push up into new all-time highs, and we should see the S&P put its targets here on 7,000, potentially above. So look for the wind to keep on carrying this thing higher, and as the stock market remains very strong and healthy. So look for the upside to continue. That's all we got for tonight. Thank you everyone for tuning in. We'll catch you guys tomorrow.